Well, we heard an elephant herd scream in anger, and they've got a little baby in there as well. And just after the elephant screamed, the sound of two male lions broke the early morning, and here they are, Mfumo and Tinyo. They're watching, or Tinyo is watching the elephants quite closely. I thought they might head this way and chase them. I think they've already chased them once this morning. There we go. Oh, Tinyo's going to pop his head down. Now, it just seems there are cats everywhere today. This is our third separate cat sighting of the morning. There you go, that's Mfumo, the authority, and Tinyo the tooth. Our two male lions we've got here. And look how that scar is healing, or that open wound is healing so nicely. Boys, you going to give us one more roar? Watching where the elephants are moving. They're moving away from the lions now. What a fantastic start to the morning. Now, we happened to see a very impressive male lion fight a few days ago, and Bill's wondering, are these the two that were battling? I'm pretty sure it was Tinyo and Mfumo. As you can see now that there's no ladies around, they'll be quite amicable with each other. They are part of the same coalition, and they do have a very close bond. Of course, as long as there's no food or females, that bond becomes a little bit tenuous then. But if any other male happened to enter the area that was not from the Birmingham Boy coalition, they would have band together very quickly to get rid of him. And they were roaring together now, which is an incredible sound. We could hear oh, I'm just listening to the sorry, I heard an elephant rumble behind me. Thought they might be coming back in, but they're not. Oh, even here, hyenas. Everyone's talking this morning. Nati would like to know how close we are to these male lions, and Eggsy's going to show you. There we go. That's how close. So probably just over 10 feet, 12 feet, somewhere like that. It's not uncommon for them to be closer from time to time. If we park and they're walking towards us, they can almost touch the side of the car as they come through. And you must remember, they don't see us as human beings in the car. Cars have only been around for about 100 years, so they don't have an instinctive response. So if you drive carefully and considerately around them, you can get very close. Now, it'll be a very big and different story if I was to stand up. They will immediately have an instinctive reaction to the bipedal figure of man. Man has been the dominant diurnal predator for the last 200,000 years. So we rule the daytime, they rule the night. And even if you walk into big male lions, what are you looking at? Lions are elephants. If you walk into big male lions like this on foot during the day, 99.9999% of the time, they're actually going to run off. Now, lions have problem dispelling heat, so if their body temperature raises by even a few degrees, their core body temperature, it can be fatal. So they would rather move away than get into a fight with us during the day. But the moment the sun goes down, that changes. And we all don't realize why we want to go home when it gets dark. It's because instinct's telling us that bad things live in the dark, and you're just going to become dinner if you stay out walking about at night. And so that is why we want to go home, and we want to get safe to our cave. And that's an instinctive response that we evolved as human beings growing up on the African savannah. Now, as you can see, one line's already flat, and the warmer it gets, the flatter they're going to get. They'll probably not move too far today, just into the shade. Brandon in Rhode Island would like to know, how much time do lions spend resting a day? Well, on average, Brandon, about 20 hours out of 24. And even those 4 hours that they are moving, it's not a consecutive 4 hours. They'll normally walk for 20 minutes, sleep for 20 minutes, walk for 10 minutes, sleep for an hour. And a lot of that also depends on how hungry they are. If they've had a good meal, they tend to be even more lazy, and they might sleep or rest for longer than 20 hours a day.
With a buffalo carcass.
Now, the lions in this area have been feasting and focusing on one particular animal, and that is the African buffalo, and that's caused a bit of problems for them, but it seems like Byron has found a permanently retired buffalo.
Yeah, I've lost Byron. 3, 2, 1. You're alive, you're alive.
Well, we are back. Apparently, Byron's having some gremlin issues. So guys, I don't know if these lions are going to do too much more now that it is getting warmer. So why don't you let me know by using the hashtag Safari Live, or email us at questions@WildEarthTV. Should we stay with the lazy lions, or should we go see if Karula goes to fetch the cubs? So you let me know. This is your game drive, and so I'm going to let you choose which big cat you want to stay with. And his elephants moved off in quite a hurry. Maybe, or hopefully, Jay might catch up with them as they're heading south down the edge of the Mawati River. These Birmingham boys are growing up so nicely. A very good morning to Lisa, who would like to know how old these male lions are and how long will they live for. Well, Lisa, they're in their prime at the moment. They're just over 6 years old. Generally, they will reign supreme over an area for about 4 or 5 years. And in the wild, they can live 12 to 13 years, if they're very lucky. 14. Lionesses live to about 15 normally, but males, because of the heavy competition for prides and territory, generally die a violent death at a much younger age. There were 5 Birmingham boys originally. There were only 4. One of the males was killed, we think, by a buffalo wound to his lungs. He took a horn to the lung, and that caused him to expire. So there are 4 out of the 5 Birmingham males, and that is not uncommon for male lions to expire young. It is a very violent life that they lead, and they've got very, very set priorities, and that is eating and mating. So the mating, very important to pass on their genetic line. That is what they're bred for. Oh, there we go. Snooze time. I think that's what these boys are going to be up to. And I think, well, I'm waiting to hear from you guys. Or should we go back to Karula, or should we stay with these male lions? Okay, well, it seems like everyone wants to go see Queen Karula, so we're going to head back there, and while we do that, let's go see what Jamie's up to.